To the game of basketball at a young age. Maybe some other NBA players should be practicing with Bradley Beal's mom, because she has definitely honed something special into him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I'm not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos could handle her trash talking them when she beats them in a game of horse. Bradley's not only got a special J. But he's got a pretty good disposition, too.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Magic.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Mahinmi is out there with Gortat. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. And for Aaron Gordon, so much fanfare entering the 2014 draft, selected 4th overall, which was actually a couple of slots higher, I think, Greg, than many experts thought.
I agree. And, you know, a lot of people obviously liked him, but Orlando clearly loved him and had very high hopes for this young man. And, of course, the injured foot, only 11 games a season ago and never really got back on track.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
And, you know, getting back to Aaron Gordon, his defense is really what had scouts most excited. He has the rare combination of strength, lateral quickness, and ups to defend multiple positions.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone.
And talking about Aaron Gordon, everyone knew coming in that he was kind of unrefined. You're betting on his upside and hoping that he develops a consistent shot. And boy, if he does, you're talking about a guy who could become a perennial all-star.
43 seconds left to play here in the half. Good ball movement here by the Magic. 6 to shoot. And Vucevic with the basket on the assist by Gordon. Vucevic has got his first points of the game. Pass to Bogdanovic. Ross grabs the board.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there. All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep. And when he breaks out the crossover, you can be sure he's going to leave somebody in his wake.
Peyton. And so we conclude the first half. Orlando.
Well, guys,
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. We've been watching a pretty lot. Orlando had no problems getting going. They scorched the hardwood with an aggressive. And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
And guys, one thing that was obvious to me, last year the Wizards really matured as a team. I mean, they played as if they expected to win instead of a group kind of coming into their own. I thought they just showed a lot more composure and maturity on the court.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So on the floor for Orlando, Terrence Ross is out there with Aaron Gordon, and it's Vucevic. Then there's Peyton, and it's Hezonja in at two guard. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Ross has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. As you said, the Wizards did look more mature last year on the floor with their play. They made sure to add veterans to achieve that.
And not just any veteran, but a future Hall of Famer in Paul Pierce. I mean, his presence on the team, I think, really is what propelled them to achieve new heights. And it also went beyond just Paul Pierce. That roster had a combined 490 playoff games. And that playoff veteran leadership, I felt, really helped this young core to grow.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third, and he gets it to go.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You've got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
That's in, coming off an assist from Peyton. 9 points now for Terrence Ross.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
And all of a sudden, you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop and at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a...
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Wizards shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Jason Smith is out there with McCullough. Then there's Oubre. Then there's Trey Burke. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
I love the low post attack on that one.
Back to Peyton. For 3, Ross. Rebounded by the Wizards. Here's Burke. Ross grabs the board. Ross has got 4 rebounds in this game.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Magic.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark, an all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an in-seat. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And the basket by Gordon.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
Clear case here, partner, of saving their best for last. Quite a run.
And it's Smith missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Ross kicks to Peyton. From deep. No good from Ross. And so it's Washington with it. Here's the screen. Oubre kicks to Burke for the 3, but they recover it. and they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, exactly. They got to be happy with the outcome here.
Elated, you're right.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quiet.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful.
The 2K Sports post-game show.